Hi guys. Okay, this is just a reminder what you're going to be doing today while you're doing your first reading assignment in your book, Paper Towns by John Green. Okay, so today you'll be reading the prologue, which starts on page 3 and ends on page 8. And then you'll be reading part 1, which is called The Strings, which starts on page 9 and ends on page 24. So I want you to read that on your own today in a silent classroom, because it's really hard for people to read in a really noisy classroom. And while you're reading, I want you to be looking for signposts. And as you come upon a signpost, I want you to be entering those in here in your reading tracker, okay, that's showing up on the screen. So I want to remind you that every time you read in class, even if I'm reading out loud and you're following along, you will be filling out the reading tracker. So as it indicates on the screen, you will put the date here that you're reading. The page is read, so today you'll put page 3 through 24. The conditions, today you'll write read in class silently on my own. And then as you come upon a signpost, you're going to write what the signpost is. So if you look at the sample, I have contrast and contradiction, and then I've explained it, okay? This is just a made-up one. So the example says, Josie instigates a no dating pact with her friends, but when her crush asks her out, she says yes. So I've explained the contrast and contradiction from that character, okay? So there'll be another video that explains the 6 signposts, but this is the tracker that tracks the pages that you read each day in class and the signposts that you notice, because you'll start to notice patterns and you'll notice which signposts keep coming up and coming up. And we're still working with theme this quarter, but we're going to be working with theme a little bit more in depth than we did quarter 1. And so we're going to use these signposts to really analyze the book. Remember on Friday I said, you know how every English teacher says, I want you to think more deeply when you read. I want you to look more deeply, to analyze, right? Go deeper, right? We always say that, but we don't always tell you how. These signposts are me giving you a guide on how to go deeper into the text. And so they are your tool on how to go deeper. So I really, really want you to use them, okay? Because this is me telling you how, right? So if at the end of the quarter you say, I don't know how, I don't know why you keep telling me to go deeper, I'm just reading and this is what the character's doing and this is the end of the book and that's what happened. And you say, I don't know how to go deeper, well, it's your fault, because I will have taught you all semester or all term, all quarter, how to go deeper into this text. These signposts are really going to get you to go deeper into this text and pull out what I want you to see in this text. So I hope you really like it. Like I also said on Friday, this isn't a stuffy classic. It's a modern contemporary novel, and it's a little bit edgy. So I hope you like it. So you're going to notice the signposts and you're going to put those in here. Then the last box is a self-assessment. I really want you to kind of evaluate yourself and decide, was I proficient? Okay, so what does proficient look like? Well, proficient looks like you read it, you got through all of the pages in class, you were focused, you didn't skip anything, you were earnestly reading and looking for signposts, and you found at least 2 signposts. 2 different signposts in the reading of the day, and then that's proficient. What does mastery look like? Mastery looks like you found more than 2 different signposts in the reading. You were absolutely engaged in the reading, looking for deeper meaning, trying to get to know the characters, looking at the setting, and looking for that deeper meaning throughout your reading today, okay? If you were reading it, looking for signposts, but you maybe found 1, then that's a 2. If you did the reading and you kind of skipped around and you kind of get the gist of what's going on in the story, that's a 1. Okay, so I want you to honestly grade yourself. Once you fill up a tracker, you're going to turn it in to me and then I will give them all back to you, and then we'll do something at the end where you'll turn in the whole tracker, all of them stapled together, with a reflection on how well you've read the novel. If you do this, and you do this kind of diligently and with fidelity, we learned that word on Friday. If you do that, then this will be your book that we're reading for quarter 2. I will probably extend an invitation next week to those wanting to earn an A this quarter, to be reading a book independently on their own outside of class, another fiction book. It doesn't matter the genre. But if you are fine with a B and fine with getting proficiency on all of your learning target scores this quarter, then I will not require you to do any outside reading. But this is the last quarter that we'll be focusing on fiction. So I would really like to invite everyone to be reading a book outside of class. And definitely those that are wanting A's this quarter. So since most of you will only be reading this one fiction book, then I want you to really be taking it seriously. Okay, so in another video, I will explain the signposts, but that is your reading assignment today. So if you've already done the bell work, which is the grammar bell work, then go ahead and get started on your reading, looking for signposts. And if you don't know what the signposts are, which is all of second period and maybe some of first period, then watch the signpost video before you start reading.